My role within CHEO is the coordinator for the Transitional Mental Health Services for Youth.
I am the team leader of centralized mental health intake for CHEO and the Royal Youth Program.
I'm a child and youth counselor up on the inpatient mental health units.
And my role here at CHEO is a child and youth counselor.
I am the coordinator for the telemental health service as well as the coordinator for the telemedicine outreach.
I am the manager for the acute mental health services here at CHEO.
I am a child and youth counselor in our inpatient mental health program, as well as the Center for Healthy Active Living offsite. There are over 60 CYCs employed throughout all the mental health programs here at CHEO, both on-site and off-site.
Child and youth counselors here at CHEO work with children and youth and families with complex needs. We make that connection with those families and those children and youth.
So our job is to connect people to services.
Acceptance of the youth, the child and youth for who they are.
To be an advocate for them, to bring out what their strengths may be, to use those strengths to show them that they have within them some resiliency to deal with what they may be struggling with.
Maximizing their potential in life and helping them live with their mental health situation, whatever that may be.
Building on strengths within the families to help support them, support their children.
The CYCs bring a certain aspect to patient care, which is just wonderful.
Child and youth counselors' practice occurs within the context of that therapeutic relationship that you develop with a child and a youth, whether it's in the emergency department or within inpatients or in our day treatment program. That connection is such a strong tool that we use.
CYCs have the ability to work within a child or youth's life space and bring skills that allow them to build positive, impactful relationships with children and youth, as well as to help support and empower families to work through any crises or situations that may seem difficult.
The ability to think outside the box.
We are creative, open-minded, willing to accept the child and the youth and the family on where they are at, as opposed to bringing them to where we want them to be at.
Being innovative, being adaptable to new situations.
A sense of wanting to do good.
Really establishing and maintaining a therapeutic milieu within whatever environment in which they're working.
About caring through counseling.
Sense of humor would be a big one.
Well, the big things that we need to be is we need to be adaptable to work with children and their families. We need to meet their needs and meet people where they are at.
Out of collaborative problem solving, and it's really a different way of understanding kids with chronic and long-term behavioral challenges.
We're kind, respectful, very compassionate for the family and the child and youth that we work with every day.
Patience, kindness, caring, compassion.
The compassion and the empathy that we have, the willingness to work with children and youth and to love children and youth despite whatever is going on with them.
We're brave. We don't shrink away from a crisis or a situation that may occur.
I decided to do what they call an aluminum foil artwork, and you had to work a lot with your tips of your fingers and glue a thick string on a piece of board, and then you would apply the aluminum foil, and you had to work with the aluminum foil into the string, and it would make your picture that you wanted.
I think that creativity has to be part of your everyday work with these kids, and you're dealing with so many different emotions and being assigned to a multitude of different patients at the same time, all with their own unique issues.
I feel like that's almost on a daily basis. Just because the people we deal with, it's such individualized care. Even the education we get and the models of care that we use, they have to be adjusted so much. So it's every day you got to be creative with the patients you're dealing with. They react so differently to things.
There's a lot of creativity in everything we do on a daily basis. She got progressively better throughout her admission. And when she left, she made me a shirt with Jewish symbols on it with a menorah. It was quite touching.
And the mom was pushing the little guy to say thank you. And he's maybe 6 years old. So he looks up at the camera and says, "Thank you, camera."
Year-old who was able to laugh it off and thought it was one of the greatest moments that we ever had.
And I found out she liked frogs. So my nickname for her was Kermit the Frog.
I brought some stories in to his room, and I kind of sat on the floor at the head of his bed and read to him, and sat on the floor until he fell asleep and he was comfortable.
It was extremely funny, and I'm glad that we had that kind of like a situation where him and I were able to laugh about it.
Also, just getting to work with children and youth every day, and try to make a difference, whether it be in just making them laugh and smile, or helping bring some clarity to difficult or hard situations.
It was nice to see them progress through their admission and getting better as they went along. But the biggest thing was when they left and what they did afterwards with themselves. I mean, they went on to be a volunteer in an organization, and they gained awards through that. And later they now have a job, and they're doing really well, and they're living life with whatever mental health issues they have. So.
We are neurobiologically wired to be able to connect with each other, that we were created that way.
So the theory of the collaborative problem solving is children will do well if they can.
For me in particular would be spirituality, helping the kids develop a sense of themselves, who they are, where they're going, a purpose, a meaning. Yeah, the desire to see them do well.
Kids, no matter what the situation may be, no matter how much in crisis a child or youth or family can be, there's always strengths that you can find and pull out from that situation.